Hello, it's been about 2 months since I released my 5 Worst Songs of 1986 video, and 4 months since my 5 Worst Songs of 1983 list. Well, my hatred for 80s pop and butt rock is only growing stronger with each passing day. It feels like a fucking form of torture at this point. I actually did some looking on Indeed pretty recently to try and find something and escape once again, but as of yet, to no avail. You know what it's like job searching. They say they'll reach back to you, but they never fucking do. So I'm still trapped, running myself into the ground, trying to meet production to a point where my team leads don't bitch, while Bananarama is being played at max volume and only having one day off at a time so I don't get too comfortable, as some would undoubtedly put it. Fucking paradise. I saw the dislikes because for whatever reason YouTube still shows that on my end. I saw the dislikes for the 5 Worst Songs of 1986. It was about 3/4 of the rating, and I instantly shook my head and was like, okay boomer. But I saw the video had gotten something like 24 likes, and that's all that mattered to me, was that there were people out there that are with me on this. Today I'm gonna go to Reddit to see how other retail workers cope with the music specifically. Because let's be honest, we're all thinking it. And I'm not just talking about during the holiday season where Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is every third song. I'm going to the community r/retail hell. This won't be the only post I look at, but this one asks, how do y'all deal with the repetitive store music? My store plays the same songs over and over and over again. It's incredibly annoying. We aren't allowed to have earbuds either. It's gotten to the point where certain songs are now ruined for me because they just remind me of work. I feel you 1000%. Whitney Houston. Never cared about her before working in retail. Because of retail though, I'd like to dig her corpse up, burn it, and ionize the ashes. Tina Turner. Never knew who she was until I entered the workforce, and I honestly celebrated when she croaked. That's not fucking fair, man. The only reason for this record is because retail corporations keep paying royalties to play her fucking music. It's all corporate, just like how the current music industry can't move on from bling rap and R&B, and are just now letting country in. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the comments. Same here, I used to love Phil Collins, and there's so many other songs that are played that I can't stand. I'm lucky that my new manager is very chill about earbuds. It's been a lifesaver. I feel for you and I hope it gets better for you. Family/corporate friendly playlists are the worst. You got lucky. I don't know which department you work in, but I work as a deli slave. When the store is closed and our leads aren't there, we get to do that, but have to take them out when they come in because it's not safe for food. The logic, I guess, is that they can fall out and get into food. I work in food service now, so I go to the back where it's hard to hear the music and package stuff or wash dishes. Really any semi-noisy task that you can zone in on, or bring your head in closer to help block the store music from your ears. This is kind of what I do when the worst of the worst comes on. If there's dishes to wash, I stay back there until the song is over. I purposely take my time in the cooler looking for something just so I get to avoid it for like an extra 10 seconds or so. I'm outside most of the time, so I don't really give a shit. What I would give, whether it's being a cart pusher or a greeter, let me have it just once. I'm so fucking tired of being deli, or any other kind of over-the-counter service. Even as a customer, this shit makes me want to leave. I wish I had advice for you. It really is wretched. See, even the customers are like, dude, enough! People that are only there for like 30 minutes to an hour every week or so. So much for a comfortable shopping experience. At this point, corporate should be obligated to find new music to play. That actually kind of gets me wondering, if I make enough anonymous complaints to corporate about the music, will they stop playing it? I make up my own messed up lyrics. I've been trying to do that myself lately. Our house in the middle of the train tracks. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd double down on all the words that have hurt you. Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be dead instead. Christmas is a good break from the monotony in my opinion, but I have a field day doing this when it comes on. Beat it! Beat it! No one wants to beat their meat. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. Somebody that hurts me. Tune it out if you can. Get some wireless earbuds you can hide in your hair. Keep one in so you can still hear customers and interact. Low volume, but enough to enjoy it. As an alternative, go full psychological warfare. Learn to enjoy the music, find a favorite shitty track, get hyped whenever it comes on. I've actually had an idea similar to this. The idea is bringing my own stereo to work, choosing one song from the radio, and just playing that on repeat for the entirety of my 8-hour shift. Surely someone high up will take notice and delete that specific song from the radio permanently. Or maybe it'll agitate my coworkers into saying something, or at least hating that specific song forever. My problem is contributing to traffic for these songs. I'd rather hold the line of playing Rammstein on like 15 different devices in hopes of them and other metal bands eventually breaking through and dominating everything, much in the same way pop and hip-hop does. And surely that would change what kind of 80s music, or music in general, that retail stores play. Half of the people I work with unfortunately enjoy the same 80s pop hits, or listen to crap like Cardi B, Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, Ariana Grande, and all that, and I don't understand it one bit. On the bright side though, I have a few coworkers that listen to good music. One of my coworkers that does production with me listens to everything from classic rock to modern deathcore. One of the people working the truck listens to extreme metal as well. I just recently, since someone was complaining about how deathcore screams at the listener, introduced my coworker to Dark Funeral. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is because the next post I want to look at surveys the music that retail workers actually enjoy. What type of music / what specific songs do you listen to cleanse your brain of the retail corporate garbage music? I personally recommend anything by bands like Rammstein, System of a Down, Metallica, Therion, and Sabaton. Just because these are the main bands that I let play on repeat when I'm at work or sleeping, the comments took me by surprise with similar suggestions. People Equals Shit by Slipknot, always cathartic. I also highly recommend Slipknot, aggressive nu metal that resonates greatly with the frustration of retail workers. The Cure, Nine Inch Nails, Sisters of Mercy, and the Jesus and Mary Chain. Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit. I personally wouldn't recommend Limp Bizkit myself, but again, it goes to show what kind of music retail workers listen to cleanse their minds. I would suggest listening to hard rock or metal. You won't ever hear songs from those genres on family-friendly, corporate-approved radio stations. Unfortunately, although there's been a few times where fucking Iron Man came on, aside from pop punk I've heard AC/DC, Creedence, and even Metallica's Nothing Else Matters came on a whopping one time when I worked at Walmart. My death metal Spotify playlist. Have fun. This playlist includes songs from bands like Periphery, Meshuggah, Fit for an Autopsy, Chelsea Grin, and Slaughter to Prevail. American Punk. The Postal Service, Weezer's Blue Album. The store I work at plays the same 70s to 80s rock hits and hasn't updated as long as I've been there, so as long as I avoid those, I'm good. I've actually heard material from Weezer's Blue Album lately, namely Buddy Holly, but let me tell you, I would enjoy if things kept steering in that direction. Pennywise, Tool, all my 90s grunge favorites. Lamb of God. Fucking yes! Every so often I'll go back and listen to Laid to Rest. Progressive rock, jazz fusion, and new wave. So far, very few new wave songs play where I work, and People Are People by Depeche Mode plays often, but thankfully King Crimson will probably never be played in my store unless from my phone. Depeche Mode I've actually lightened up on a bit, just because I was at a Thanksgiving party last November and they were playing Depeche Mode, and the guy that hosted it asked me what kind of music I like. And I was kind of just like, well, because whenever people ask me that, my mind instantly jumps to black metal and stuff like Cannibal Corpse. My mom interjects and says he likes metal, and the host goes, this is metal. It's just from before guitars were introduced, so that was worth a giggle. So I go easy on Depeche Mode. Anyway, I literally have a playlist called Fuck the World that I play when I get too angry with customers. I'm glad to see, per the comments, I'm not the only one to say what I'm about to say. I tend to listen to death metal. However, a lot depends on what I'm feeling. Other times I'll spin in my car what I find I listen to the most. Soundgarden, Nine Inch Nails, Tool, Cannibal Corpse, Immortal. Hell yes. I'm sure by now you get the idea. Rock and metal music is the escape for at least a good chunk of retail workers, because we're tired of hearing the same shit, literally the same songs every single day, sometimes twice a day. And that's not accounting for what we hear on our own time, because some gyms play this shit too. We go shopping and the store across town plays the same shit. If it's not the stuff from like 40 years ago, it's stuff from like 10 years ago. It gets old. The final post I'll look at today is titled How to Turn Off Radio at Work. I'm interested. I work nights at a grocery store, and every night I listen to that ripoff I'm Blue by David Guetta 40 times, and I'm gonna lose it. How can I turn that radio off? All my coworkers say they don't know where it's actually coming from. Is there any way? It all depends on how it's set up. There's likely a radio or the controls for a Muzak-style system somewhere, likely in an electrical room or in the office. It's something you should probably ask your manager about. Very interesting, though I would not recommend asking your manager about it, because best case scenario, you'll probably get told to mind your own business, or that's not for you to know, or just ignore the music, as if that's possible. But it's good that this person at least has enough of an idea, and electrical rooms and offices are definitely two of the most suspect places. Just learn how to pick a lock, and close to closing, go into either of those rooms, and shut her down. Some other people have commented, I too would simply ask. The system at the last place I worked at couldn't be turned off, but the volume could be turned to 0. If it can't be destroyed, at least not safely, then this is your main course of action. It may be a daily task, depending on whether or not management cares. Hopefully Hopefully they don't. Every place I've worked has used a system that somewhere along the line uses RCA plugs where you can install a line switcher and then use your own RCA 2.5mm jack cable to play your own tunes. You mean it's possible for me to play Linkin Park, Rage Against the Machine, fucking Cradle of Filth if I so wished? Huh. Well, that'll be a nice stunt to pull if I ever want to risk getting fired. And yes, I must stress that this type of Mission Impossible stuff is very risky. So if you need your job, maybe stick to the spiteful stuff. If you're an activist for unionization efforts or pro-Palestine organizing against a pro-Israel retail company, this information can also be useful to you. What is little more than a cosmetic feature of the store is often defended as helping drive sales by working nostalgia and distracting the customers. My Rammstein playlist has a combined 1 billion plus views between all the songs on there, the most out of any playlist I have right now. Play it on repeat. If you use the Brave browser, you can put these filters in, and it'll stop YouTube's annoying ass pop-up from triggering and bringing the whole thing to a halt. Use every device you own, even old computers and phones. Turn it on mute and just let it play Rammstein non-stop. This is the form of resistance that I've taken to. Top it off, Rammstein has a song called Links to Dry Veer, which is a song about being a socialist, so supporting Rammstein is, at least by proxy, supporting revolutionary thought. And no need to worry about SA allegations. Till has been cleared of those. He could do good to be careful, but he is innocent as far as I know. Seeing if you can get a job at a place that doesn't play music is also a good step. I recommend working at hotels or working as a city maintenance guy in that case. If you work in Delhi, go into an area where it's at least hard to hear the music, such as a cooler or dishwashing area. File anonymous complaints to corporate, demanding a refresh in the store's playlist. Make up your own lyrics to make the songs offensive or morbid, and sing along. Bring a stereo and play your own music at max volume, or bring your stereo and choose just one song from the radio and turn it to max volume and loop it to drive management all the way up the fucking wall. And also, joining a union may help with this. Unions will do anything within reason and within the realm of possibility for you. You get to vote on wages, hours, benefits, and even who your boss is. If you can vote on your wage, surely you can vote on how loud the sound system is and what music is played over it. And that's going to be the end of this video. I wanted to make this video to basically show these old heads and Karens that I am far from the only person that's sick of it. It's enough that we are forced to go to this bullshit job just so we can make money and put food on the table and pay our bills. Fucking why are we being forced to listen to the same songs from the 1980s every fucking day? Fuck off. Please get with the times. They could literally play down the Hot 100 and I would not give a shit. Anyway, if you liked this video and agreed with what I had to say, please be sure to click thumbs up, share the video with your coworkers, leave your thoughts in the comments below if I inspired you, if you learned something, and please subscribe for more content like this as there will be more, and click the bell to get notified when I upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye guys.